please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at a video released on TikTok by BMI Sandwich, spelt amusingly because it should be. The account predominantly focuses on clips, shorts, bits and bobs from Amber. And the reason we're going to look at it is because, courtesy of one of my patrons called Hannibal Inches in Anal Bread, we have a clip derived from that account of Amber and Emily arguing. Now this clip was leaked by Geordie. If I get a privacy complaint, don't bother, the video's been on TikTok for a while. The video's been all over social media for a while as well. Also, don't bother because I will just appeal it and win. Yeah, that's mostly to Emily and Amber. Oh, and this does afford me the luxury of now saying if any of that Discord leak crap of flirting is true between a certain hater and Emily, I don't want to act too surprised, but I will call the person involved, the creator, an absolute twat. Anyway, let's dive into this video where they're bickering. We do believe that this video is around the time of Rarity being missing. So those priorities, right? Okay. We're going to try and understand where the argument started if we can, but I'm more intrigued, even though this does feel like a line being crossed to an extent, I'm more intrigued with the thought process that goes through Amber's mind that then becomes the reality compared to what we have gone through in live streams where she has tried to play victim throughout all of it, as if she can do nothing wrong.
I feel like I'm going crazy because it's like
You kind of are.
I'm trying to have a genuine conversation with you, and I'm just wondering, why can't we both have bad days? Why is it just you're allowed to have them?
Why do you need to sit here and continue to yell at me?
I see that the victim mentality always applies to Amber as well. Now, that's not to say Emily's innocent in anything. We know that's not true. But we do know that with Amber, it's only a case that it only matters when it involves her. There's no empathy for others. She has to have everything equal or more than equal. She has to be the one that is victim and also the biggest savior. The smartest smart person and the dumbest dumb person. The quaintiest and quirkiest of all the quaintiest and quirkiest, and simultaneously the opposite of those. It's how she's gotten through life so far, but it's intriguing that that's the part when she gets into arguments. It's not so much about the conversation or giving each other space, it's always about, but I need to have the last word. Another failing problem of Amber's is she can't let something go. Because of that, this is where she is. Well, was. In that rip-roaringly successful relationship where she walked away with only one thing and something missing. The missing thing, though, wasn't her weight. No, she put that under her chin. No, what she lost was a cat. And where is Rarity, Amber?
Why can't you go inside like I asked you and give me a little bit of space?
Because Amber can't do that. She's codependent. She is a barnacle on a hull. Who's going to feed her? Who's going to wipe her? Who's going to change her? Also, Amber has to have the last word in, just in case it wasn't obvious enough. We've seen this when Tammy destroyed her. Afterwards, Amber carried on talking about Tammy, even though Tammy had already done the damage. And Amber had already said things like, I'll talk to her real good. And then she just rocked back and forth in her chair, like a pro.
I can give you space, I just want to hug.
I thought you got a hug when you tackled her to the floor. Sorry, tripped over your fat self and the rug that was on the floor, the blanket, or whatever you want to call it, when you fell into her to hold her down. Other people have to get consent for things like that. You just had the excuse of, I'm a half-ton heifer, and incredibly smooth-brained.
I don't want to hug you right now. I just don't.
Okay, fine. Can we just, wrap it up with, a good vibe?
Wrap it up with a good vibe? Is that code for makeup sex or something? I know Amber's referenced Emily licking her vagina before. Ew, by the way. I know the Omegon diet in full effect. But ending something, wrapping something up with a good vibe. How sore and bruised is your ego? How fragile is it that you can't just let something bad happen and let it run its course? You have to suddenly go back to kids' TV shows of constant positive reinforcement. You really are a tryhard, aren't you, Amber? I'm not going to say it's embarrassing. My audience would do that in the comments.
Because I don't have emotional permanence. I literally don't. Which means when I walk away...
So I have to suffer because of that.
Emotional permanence is the understanding that feelings and emotions persist even when they are not actively being expressed or perceived. Amber does not have emotional permanence. She's chat GPT'd ADHD, isn't she? Now, emotional permanence has fear of abandonment, the need for constant reassurance, difficulty with distance, and struggles with long-term projects, which explains why she's failed every single weight loss journey. The difficulty with distance, well, you know what, she's insecure with anything she can't put in her mouth. The need for constant reassurance, for her, it's more about being a narcissist and needing affirmation. And the fear of abandonment comes from the fact that she's decidedly unlovable, uneffable, unfriendable. You're welcome.
No, I'm saying when I walk away, I'm left with what just happened. And that's what I firmly believe our whole relationship is based off of. So if you just tell me you love me...
Okay.
You know, it is possible to reprogram your mind a little, so that perhaps after all these years and all these failed relationships, you would have a better understanding of who you are, and a greater chance of changing with the times, growing and adapting as a person. You've never done that because you've gone from one relationship to one relationship to one relationship, some of them crossing over conveniently as you move to the next person like a good little locust. In your case, little being half-ton heifer. It is not a healthy attitude to have in your mid-30s. Of course, young 30s, yes, you're still a young adult at 34, nearly 35. It's very unhealthy to have this belief of emotional permanence when you could do more to improve upon it. Now, when you've been queried about that in live stream format, you've always dismissed people talking to you about it because, like with your lymphedema or lipedema, whichever one it was you mentioned, you said you knew all about the options available to help you make your life easier and your legs less swollen. But your legs are still swollen and you're still complaining they're swollen. I swear at this point, the only way the fluid leaves your legs is through osmosis.
You don't need to explain your unhealthy way of thinking.
Well, a little bit. It's a little unhealthy, I guess.
Very unhealthy.
Okay.
When you have an ego or are so prideful you don't like to be corrected, the level of discomfort becomes more pronounced when you're put on the spot by somebody who won't take any of your crap. I'm okay with this.
I like to leave the conversation with something positive.
I would like to believe that that is not entirely truthful, but I know it only applies to relationships she is interested in. And I say it's not truthful because we know how the conversation with Tammy ended. It ended with annihilation. So we know that she only cares about those in the immediate vicinity, yeah? We also know it's not true because of all the relationships she's been in and how she's treated them like accessories, and the relationship with her own mother over the years. We know this. Amber's desperately trying to have her go towards her, much like with those text messages where we found out Amber, quote, fell into her, Emily that is. It's all about Amber being in control, and she can't control Emily the same way she could Becky, Destiny, and others before, I'm sure. I'm not sure about Wipey or Feline or whatever Feline's name was, I've forgotten at this point.
Because I don't like how this is affecting us. Like,
Okay.
You've had a really
Can you
bad
please
day.
give me some space? I'm asking nicely.
Yes, but can you answer a question for me?
Well, the answer to that should be no, because we don't negotiate with terrorists. This constant need for validation and victimhood from Amber is quite tragic, really, isn't it? It's also a bit on the embarrassing side, not because I expect better of her or more from her, but because you can tell she's desperately trying to make it less about Emily just having a bad day and not wanting to engage with Amber so much, but in the fact that Amber's being abandoned. Amber needs to accept the limitations. She went to Wisconsin. She chose this path, this future for herself at the time anyway. Outstayed her welcome, lost her cat, and, well, got fatter.
Why is it okay for you to backtrack?
How is this ending it nicely, Amberlynn?
No, because I think I
Wait,
want you
I'll
to
leave you with this.
reflect.
But why? Seriously?
I guess I want you to reflect. Why is it okay for you to backtrack and have a bad day so bad that you kind of take it out on me all day long, and then I finally pop off because it just became a lot because I also had my own separate bad day. So why is it okay for you to have a bad day, but I'm not?
Without knowing the greater context of why Amber's day was so bad, it seems like somebody who was alone on their own, and that bad day was solely because they were on their own. Amber is a creature that constantly needs to be around people, which is why her current life in the Sooner state is deserved. She spends most of it alone, watching the haters and other reactors to that sort of territory, whilst pondering what she could do and then going on just to order DoorDash 3 to 4 times a day. Amber doesn't seem to realise you can both have a bad day. One of you does not need affirmation for that to be any better, but the neediness is very much front and center here.
I didn't say you weren't allowed to, but you sitting here doing this to me when I'm telling you to please stop is not okay.
Okay, your bad day.
Amberlynn, stop!
But your bad day was met with, at the end of the night, I still wanted to hold you. That's what I was looking forward to.
I was going to. I needed a little space
Okay, but can I tell you what my bad day's met with?
Why does your bad day matter so much that you can't respect another person's personal space or request for personal space to unpack their bad day? Why is yours more important? Which I guess is the problem, the root problem here, is the complete disrespect from Amber towards Emily. We don't know if Emily took any of this out on Amber at all, because we have no proof of that. We only have this, and Amber's diaries that were hastily written before she went live to make it seem like she wrote them in haste back then. We've seen your handwriting, don't try us. You wrote those, scribbled them even, because you desperately wanted it to appear like I put some thought into this, and this was at the time. Another cliche act from the try-hard, performative Amberlynn Reid.
You're going back to Oklahoma. So do you see the difference?
Because you continue to do this to me over and over again. Back up then, like I asked you to. Or just better, go inside, please. Give me some space. Amberlynn, this is ridiculous. Go inside. Please, I'm not gonna be able to calm down until you please go away for a little bit.
The remarkable amount of disrespect is amusing. I'm somewhat impressed Amber hasn't tried to climb into the vehicle, but I guess the stool isn't there for her to climb on top of first. We know it was purchased heavy duty explicitly for her weight, which is embarrassing by the way. The fact Amber is still trying to get closer and closer, acting like a puppy but without the cuteness of a puppy, makes it just look like, well, a parasite really.
Okay, can you just reflect on like why?
I will reflect. Okay, I'm sorry.
Do you really want to break up?
I don't know. I don't have time to space to think. Please go inside and give me space, please.
Seems like a reasonable thing to ask. You know, do you want to break up? No, I mean the other one of please go inside. That's evil, doesn't it? I am impressed to an extent that this relationship lasted as long as it did. I'm impressed because I don't think you two should have ever been together to begin with, but Amber being very much anti what her haters tell her, she will never listen to the sage advice from anyone, even if it comes from a place of caring for her. Much like for beauty, it's all about what one chooses themselves, and we're all here for the ride. It's why we don't insert ourselves into their lives. We watch it unfold and make of it what we can. We certainly don't flirt with the ex of somebody. We don't offer to pay them either. Yes. Grow up.
Go inside and give me space.
Can I have a kiss? I'm not here to hurt you, Emily. I just want you to love me. I love you. And I'm sorry, but I love you, okay?
Please go inside. I love you too.
I'm sorry. Do you accept my apology?
Yes.
I want to feel bad for somebody, but it's mostly my poor viewers who have to listen to that. It feels very... Well, I've heard it in relationships before. I've heard people say it. It's parodied, obviously, in TV shows or acted out in TV shows. But I don't feel any sympathy for either in this, just to be clear. But Amber asking if that's my apology is all I needed to hear in this entire exchange to prove that she didn't care about Emily's feelings in the slightest and was only interested in affirmation where she was on top, where she was number one, where she retained some modicum of control and or power. The problem she has in her relationships is she likes those that are strong, just not with her. She wants to be the boss bish. I don't know many boss bishes that get to 600 plus pounds.
I know this shouldn't have happened. I'm fully aware. But I am getting better. And that's without help. And that's only in a few days. I just want you to think of the positive things. Okay. I just feel bad. I'm sorry.
Please give me space. That's all I'm asking for.
And we all know how this worked out. This relationship was bad from the offset, but Amber going from relationship to relationship while claiming at the same time she was single during most of this, before, during and after, was laughable really. So all this happening and then coming out later is just tickle-worthy to me. The relationship was never a healthy one, and it won't be healthy for Amber for as long as she behaves as childishly as she does in these moments. I don't see her future being any better, though, when she does find another wipey, and it is speculated by some that she's already talking to up to 3 different people. We'll know by Christmas if that's the case, or Moistmas. Currently we're in the season of moist giving, yes, hence this avatar. It's glorious, isn't it? You're all welcome. As with everything we cover on this channel, I would love to know what you all think. Please do let me know in the comments down below. I will be streaming here later. I'm also on Twitch, Rumble, Kick, linked all in the pinned comment. Go give me a follow, I greatly appreciate it. Hope to see you there. If not, have a wonderful day, and thank you very much for listening.